Warning, this content is for entertainment and educational purposes only. What's up, everybody?
Good morning.
What's happening? Four sleeps till the Arnold.
Four sleeps till the Arnold.
Oh, yeah. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, the Arnold is way better than the Olympia, in my opinion. I enjoy the Arnold a lot. The Arnold is fantastic.
Yeah, the Arnold celebrates weightlifting of every kind, which is great. Except CrossFit,
Yeah.
they don't count.
I mean, they even have ping pong tournaments, medieval battle.
I'm looking forward to the combat sports stuff.
Oh, I'm
honestly.
watching that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I want to see knights like banging each other in armor.
That stuff's crazy, man. I went over and watched it. It was the year before last when we didn't have the booth, and I was like, holy fuck, these guys are insane.
So I have a friend who's participating in that, and they are hardcore. Like the injuries there are like, you know, like I wouldn't do it.
Oh, yeah. I go to the Renaissance Festival here every year. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome.
That's LARPing taken to another level.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of boobs out, too. It's great. I have no problems with it. Oh, they have like different outfit times. It'll be like Piratus, you know, and the Piratus have the boobs. It's just great. They have different outfits for different weeks.
Yeah.
I remember talking to this dude afterwards. I saw him in his armor, and I was like asking him, like, how much did your whole rig cost? And he was like 20, 30 grand. It was crazy.
Oh, that's so much drip. That is so worth it. Because you don't have to buy it all at once. You can just start with the pauldrons and work your way down.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you can start with just a male shirt, you know, and a helmet. And just have at it. You know,
I've known one person in my life ever who did that, and they had this whole like persona that went along with it, like a name, Sir Jack-a-lot, whatever he is.
So I'm
just like
I'm
whole online profile persona.
I'm nerdy enough. I've got my friends who go to Pensick and do the whole Ren Fair and, you know, the whole LARPy medieval
thing.
thing.
When I'm running, that's
what is it? The SCA, the Society for something anachronism, and they have like their kingdoms and their role play, and it's kind of crazy.
I'm pretty nerdy. I play chess and video games, and I go to the Ren Fest, but simulating medieval combat is on another level of nerdy that I'm not at.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. I might like this as a dream because I was always thinking about doing like the like Crush Derby where you buy like a bunch of crappy cars and just crash them into each other for fun. Crush and Derby. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe battle armor would be more fun, you know?
Except you're getting hit.
Well, that's middle of Americana, man. The demolition derby. You can't bang on that.
That's great. Although I get on stage in a man thong and let a panel of 7 other men judge me. And say
but they're not beating on you though. It's okay. They're not beating on you with like
they're beating on your ego if they beat you.
There are also people that dress up like stuffed animals to have sex with each other. So
this is true.
Hey man,
it's a judgment-free zone, Mike.
Hey, furries, scalies, do your thing.
Hey, don't start smashing on my people, Josh.
I got no problem.
The Ring Fest is going mainstream, though, man. I always take my kids, and this year, like, I was like, all right, it's a month out. I can go ahead and get tickets. They're all gone. They're all fucking sold out already. I'm like, holy shit, man! This many people go to the Ren Fest now.
Ren Fest is cool, man. Especially the big productions. They're really amazing. Like
the Marvel shoots shows there all the time.
Yeah.
I just go for the winches.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember the what is it? The robot? Do you remember like the robot battle?
Yeah.
TV thing where they'd make robots and they'd fight each other.
Yeah,
I feel that's the perfect line of too much nerd versus like funny, you know, just enough. Because I can watch that, but any more nerdy is not for me.
It's too much.
That's real engineering, science, kind of nerdy. This other is fantasy, magic.
That's what I mean. Once you cross that line,
pretend land, nerdy.
Yep.
The BattleBot guys are like MIT dudes. They're straight.
So which one is Star Wars?
there's a trade show for the head shop industry, right? Like glass pipes and glass blowers and bongs and all that stuff. And in Vegas, a couple times a year, it's called the Champ Show. And you go there, and the kind of like the big crescendo of the whole weekend is Sunday. They do this remote control blown glass destruction derby. And so there's these radio controlled cars that are made of glass, and pretty much last one standing wins. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be fun to watch. That's pretty cool.
I can get behind that.
If you're into the sound of breaking glass, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. They've got like glass pieces that are like $150,000. They're just like mask you wear, and they look sweet, and then I'll just do smoke out of them. But yeah,
this guy says
a lot of that. Yeah,
he swears they're suppressing my channel because 3 weeks in a row I didn't get a alert notification. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh man,
I've been shadow banned.
That picture looks like Chase Irons kissing a cereal box.
Was it? Oh, it is, isn't it? No, it's not. It looks like him.
It looks like him.
Another bald jacked man.
They all look the same to you, Paul?
They all look the same.
So on that note, the more bodybuilders should do cosplay at Comic-Con. There is a group of us at Dragon Con that do the I haven't done it yet, but I might do it this year. They do the 300. They go as the 300, and
nice.
You've got to be jacked though, which is why I haven't done it yet. But they do like it's like a group, and they do.
Oh, I forgot to send Tanya the link.
Yes.
Oh man, gotta get her in here.
Can somebody message her?
And
I'll get it to her.
You got it?
I need like a group chat where I just put everybody on it.
So, and Paul, by the way, the first time when I first lost my weight, like my first 85, 90 pounds, one of the things I did was I told myself I am going to cosplay Wolverine this Halloween. In order to do that, I have to lose weight. And I actually have pictures of that if you want to see that later, if you want to laugh a little bit. But that was a way to use cosplay for health, management, and as a motivator, as a goal. And I did win that costume contest at my office too, by the way. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
you lost the weight. I found it. I got on the scale the other day. I was 274. I'm like, what?
Jesus. Where'd that come from?
Where did this happen?
Those are the cookies, man.
I've been a little too liberal with the diet lately.
Mm-hmm. I actually had my first cheat meal in like a month yesterday. It was 5 Guys, and it was glorious.
Well, you had 5 Guys. I had 5 cheat meals this week.
Right. Does anybody live near In-N-Out? Wants to bring an In-N-Out for me? I've never had them. I'd love to try one.
It's only on the West Coast.
I know.
I don't think it would survive a flight very well.
Darn.
Yeah.
You know what I'll do, Josh, is I'll bring you some packet of the spread, because that's really what makes an In-N-Out burger an In-N-Out burger. And then you could just squeeze that onto any old burger and say you had it.
Okay.
I get a question though. I've never done In-N-Out burger, but there's a ton of people that love. It's just not in my area. But we have 5 Guys. Is it any similar, or are they just like a totally different?
No,
yeah, they're really
In-N-Out it's like a 19
white.
Yeah, In-N-Out's like a 1950s burger joint.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 5 Guys is your big, like handmade burger. Smash burger kind of a thing.
My family's from LA, so I grew up on In-N-Out. It's
5 Guys started here in Northern Virginia. That's where it started. The original store was here.
5 Guys is good usually.
It's gotten so expensive. God damn it.
Yeah. A burger was, I think they charged me $12 for a burger yesterday at 5 Guys. And the fries were like $6 or something.
It's like you're not getting out of there without 20.
No, there's no cheap
$20.
place to eat anymore. There's no 29-cent hamburgers, no 49-cent tacos.
Oh no.
Hey, McDoubles are still $2.
Are they?
$2.
2 double doubles.
Remember when they were
large
$1?
fry, $14.
4 double doubles and 2 Fairlives. You got like a whole calorie thing set up. You're good to go. All the protein and fat.
Last time I had McDonald's was under my coach's orders, and it was glorious too. It was the day of show, and oh my god, that sodium blew me up like Anadrol.
That's something I'll do. Like some people between prejudging and finals.
Oh my god.
You're not missing much. I mean, it's not that great. We just have a lot of memories of McDonald's.
Yeah, my son and I are very thankful for those orders, Paul.
I don't know. Speak for yourself. I still love McDonald's, man.
I like it.
Pleasure.
Yeah, but if you'd never had it, would you like it as much? Because I don't think you would.
Yeah, it might be the nostalgia. I don't know.
You might like the Big Mac just because it's slightly different from the usual, because a quarter
bigger
pound is
burgers are
just
even worse.
ketchup, mustard. It's the same.
No, the bigger burgers are even worse.
Yeah.
Paul's right. The double McDoubles and whatever, that size is perfect, and that's about it for them.
I asked ChatGPT to write a protocol for using McDoubles to look your best at a contest. And I wrote this whole it was actually pretty accurate. I sent it to Paul. It was pretty accurate in like what the ingredient and the double doubles do to you before you get on stage. It got into the sodium and the fat retention and all this other stuff. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really funny.
I can vouch that it works.
That would be one to sell, like the science of McDoubles, how to make McDoubles work for your bodybuilding.
Did you guys, not to change the subject, but did you guys see this? I wanted to bring it up today that all that drama with that Malibu Fit Max guy.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. What's up with that? That guy looks weird too, by the way. Not that I should judge, but
yeah, I mean, social media is a fucking weird place, especially fitness social media. It's gotten really fucking weird. Yeah. Dude was he had his social media blew up overnight. Like he went from like 40,000 followers to a couple million overnight. And he was a combat veteran, evidently, but he claimed his face is all messed up, and he claimed that he got hit in the face with an IED. And then somebody found out that is not what happened. He tripped and fell down and busted his face up when he was drunk.
Oh, not quite as heroic of a story.
Yeah. And then it got exposed on social media. He did issue.
Was he in the military at all?
Yeah, no, he was in the military. He was in there for 5 years. Did
he get drunk after an IED event, or he just make it?
And he was in Afghanistan. So I mean, the guy did serve. So, yeah, I mean, take from what you will, but man, people are just
a lot of mental health damage from.
Oh man, people are not being nice to this dude.
No, they're not forgiving.
They're look, I get it, man. That's pretty shitty to say that you got hit with an IED when people really have. But
yeah,
Amy, you tell me what the fuck is going on with his face.
I mean, it's hard to say.
I mean, it looks like some really
lot of
bad
injections,
surgery.
A lot of sand damage from being out in the
sandbox.
Looks like he tried. It kind of looks like to me by his cheeks and just the expression, like he tried to. Maybe he did get damaged pretty good and wanted to get some surgery, and the correction just didn't add up. I mean, he looks more like a result of, some sort of corrective surgery.
Yeah. You guys remember Mickey Rourke in 9.5 Weeks? That was like this really good-looking guy, and then he got in that motorcycle accident, and then he was all of a sudden, Mickey Rourke from Animal Factory.
He's got that Mickey Rourke look going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that guy's Stolen Valor is like one of those things that really upsets me, and it's kind of hard.
It's pretty fucked up.
Throw the baby out with the bathwater when you scroll his social media, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know who he was until this scandal popped up. But you scroll his social media and you look at all the he's giving away a bunch of cash to veterans and veterans organizations. He's kind of used his platform to do a lot of good things for veterans, so it's kind of hard to throw the baby out with the bathwater. But man, that Stolen Valor thing is just wrong.
That almost makes it worse to be saying you're and actually supporting veterans and then lying to them. I mean, that goes against everything that military are supposed to stand for.
This is the thing, when you say a little lie and then well, not to say this one's a little, but then you gain some fame and you have to fucking double down on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not the same level of thing, but Mike O'Hearn insisting that he's natty, that whole deal.
And then starting his own HRT clinic.
It would be funny if he was natty and he just had some sort of gene thing that made his muscles just grow really good and were all holes.
But yeah, I mean, you just paint yourself in a corner. The guy did apologize. It was I'm sorry, but one of those ones, which just makes things worse. I mean, anytime you get caught with your pants down, you just say, I fucked up, I'm sorry, and that's it. That's all you got to say. When you start adding conditions.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a common misconception, though, that plastic surgery is what makes people look like the way he looks. We're on trauma call right now. And we do mandible repairs, like massive facial reconstructions, and people don't look like that. So that look, Paul, like that kind of glassy, like waxy skin look is usually from a lot of filler. It's actually not even from surgery. It's usually from other things. So, I mean, I think if you ever look at somebody and they look really weird and really distorted, it's almost always fillers more so than actual surgery. And
so it's usually more cosmetic rather than reconstructive, really, right?
Well, no, it's more aesthetic, like doing aesthetic procedures with, like, you know, dermatologists who are going to give you a liquid facelift and they're just injecting you full of like 10 cc's of filler is totally different than the look of someone who's had a real facelift. Like they're just, the two looks are not the same. But this is the unfortunate part. Like people look at him and they think like, oh, he's had bad surgery, which I'm not saying he hasn't, but really that creepy look he has doesn't come from good surgery. It comes from bad filler in most cases.
Museum look, that's what I call it. Do you have a name for it in plastic surgery? Because he looks like a wax figure.
It reminds me of the Jack Nicholson Joker from the original, you know, Batman.
The best Joker by far.
You guys just tearing the guy up for keeping up with the Kardashians.
Well, that makes sense, Amy, because I guess that's kind of what I meant. Is not like I wouldn't know what to identify that look is, but it looked like kind of the Hollywood overly done. Yeah, probably injections, like you say. Now that makes a whole lot more sense. Looks like, you know, it's tried to fix something that wasn't perfect.
Push to the extreme kind of
a thing. And you get left looking like that, you know.
You know, this goes to prove my theory that anybody who has fit in their Instagram name shouldn't be trusted.
That's fair.
No offense. I'm sure there's going to be some people butthurt now. Just be you. I think it just goes back to that. Just be authentic. Just be your fucking self.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Does Tanya have a disco ball going or something over there? I just see a bunch of lights flashing.
No, I got my ring light broke, so I got a new ring light that I'm testing out the different modes on. This is the first time I've used it. It's got a webcam attached to it too, so I have a better webcam now.
Nice.
Did you guys see the very first IFBB Pro Fit model?
Sure did.
Happens.
Yeah.
This is a division I just do not understand.
What, fit model?
Yeah, I just
Is it like the Chimera division? It's just like everything, different stuff.
I just like I don't know. I mean, it's just not bodybuilding to me. I mean, she looks great, yes, and I'm not trying to take anything away from her, but
yeah,
I mean,
this looks like the everyday on a beach in Puerto Rico division.
It looks like 8 weeks out to me. That's what it looks like.
Right.
But I don't know. I guess, you know, bringing more people. I don't. It's a different sport. It's not bodybuilding.
Exactly.
And I sound like
this
the grumpy
is a modeling competition.
Yeah,
it's a modeling competition.
This is a pageant.
I mean, I don't hate it.
No, she
sure.
looks fantastic. Not taking anything away from her.
It's not like what the other people do.
And you know, and I get it for the IFBB. They're trying to grow their reach and have more broad appeal and more classes and more competitors and more money and more people watching stuff. I totally get it. They're running a business. I know there's these, you know, purists that yearn for the day where there was only one person. I got a pro card every fucking year, and there's 12 guys on the Olympia stage. I mean, that's never coming back. I mean, that's not good for business. We want the IFBB to be successful. But yeah, I don't know. I couldn't care less about that division. I don't know. Maybe it's.
I'll tell you this: it makes shows incredibly long. Like it's from a competitor standpoint. I mean, since I am in bikini and I go after Fit Model now and after everybody else, I mean, it really changed the show experience for me as an athlete. So I think. Yeah. I get that they want to have more competitors, but this category is proving to be quite large. I mean, there were 50 Fit Model pros on stage in Japan, and it is a category that's definitely growing and they're trying to push it, but like at what cost to the rest of the athletes? I mean, it's at some point you can only have so many people on stage in a day. And I think that's it. I don't know that they've really thought that through. Like are all local shows going to need to be like 2 days to accommodate this like influx of athletes? I mean, again, and if that's the way it goes, great. But it just doesn't seem like there's a great way to manage this huge influx of competitors at the moment.
You know, it's reminding me a lot of men's physique now that I've been studying it over the last year or so. How when it started versus what they look like now, they've evolved. They've gotten bigger and more massive. And I'm wondering if eventually, in a couple of years, there's going to be a men's physique entry level, some other men's fitness, call it whatever, that will go back to the less muscular.
Wasn't there talk
you know?
about there being men's fit model?
Oh, there you go. Okay,
I thought there was.
Or
I'm
it
not
could
being
be like
here.
a trans division.
No, wait, what?
Same
Well,
thing.
they've done like they've tried that men's, like a different men's class in different federations. I know in Europe, kind of more like, I think they actually showed one where they dress up. You know, they kind of have like a suit and tie. Maybe I'm the only one who saw that, but yeah, it was.
So like a modeling, I guess it's like more modeling kind of a thing.
There are, divisions of fitness out there that are more geared toward like the glamorous side. I mean, what is it, the WFB? Where the women wear ball gowns and potentially
I would
the men
love
would
that
wear
on the
suits,
Olympia.
and those exist. That exists in its own. There are places for that. I think there's a place for everyone. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of something like that. They just dress up a bit. Yeah.
Okay. But there's still a muscle fitness component to it, though. Okay.
Talk about filler.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by trans division. They're going to start saying YMCA any second.
Hey, the YMCA guys were way more muscular and way more masculine than those guys. Bit of lumberjack.
I don't have a problem with them trying these things in different divisions, but I mean different federations or different pathways, and then but for you to, I think it was a little quick for them to just fit a model into a pro show. I know they're not doing Olympia, I believe.
Oh yeah,
yet.
they are. That's the first. Yeah, the first person yesterday is the first person qualified for the Olympia, so it will absolutely be at the Olympia this year.
That's what I thought. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I liked how quick the walk was, at least.
I just God damn, these shows are already so fucking long.
And there's already so many shows that are dropping certain women's classes because they can't afford it, but then we're shoving fit model in there where it doesn't belong.
Yeah.
So is the idea, I guess, again, to expand it's almost like the entry level to this world, like for people who might be a little too taken aback by the more bodybuilding, larger, more extreme look. This is like the gateway. This is the gateway into the fitness sports, I guess.
Well, let me ask you this. I don't think, if we had to balance and compromise a bit, I think most of us would be fine if we didn't have it professionally, but we had it as just an NPC entry category that stayed there. Call it farm league, call it an introduction to NPC and fitness competition. And if they were able to just have a place where people could come in and not have to compete in the sense of like getting stage lean their first time, but just go through the process. And like you say, maybe they look 8 to 6 weeks out, so be it. Compete at that if you have, and you'll see if you want to move to bikini, which should be the next progression. I'd hope that model doesn't turn into bikini, then bikini comes even bigger as we continue to see all these classes do.
I mean, that seems to what has happened with the other. Yeah.
I think it'll be really interesting to see. I think the Arnold in general, they tend to reward a leaner physique in bikini versus the Olympia. When we really saw at the Olympia this year, they, picked a very not lean competitor out of the group, and seeing how these competitors are coming into the Arnold, they're coming in pretty lean. And I think that's in part, I think, Dave, they're already responding to this, to knowing that they're going to be having fit model at the Olympia. There has to be a differentiation between these two categories. And, Tina brought up a point, that she's seen these fit model athletes in person and they look incredible. And yeah, they do. And then they're trying to downpose their physique. So that's a challenge too, So if you've got a pro athlete who's trying to minimize their physique versus showcase it, what are we doing with this category? Like, I agree with you, Dave, then it should just stay in the amateur.
Yeah. And if I could say one last thing, when we went to the Boston Pro some years back, they had like a exhibition where they had a lot of the legends of the sport were there, but they showed a little bit of the history of what bodybuilding, then there's women's bodybuilding, then they had bikini, but they literally defined bikini as the introduction to fitness sports. Like that was the original idea behind bikini.
Yeah, maybe the problem is Jen brings up a good point here on our podcast. Corey Hagman said a lot of women in bikini don't want to take as many PEDs, including her, and may move down to fit model. And maybe the problem is they just gotten too extreme with how they judge bikini.
Well, but there again, that's a judging issue then. That doesn't mean they need to bring in a whole new category. It means they need to actually stick to the criteria that they're putting out there.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably more of the problem than you need another division. Maybe they're just not, the criteria for the bikini division has just gotten too crazy. I mean, it's wild to me that I hear some of the stuff that some of the bikini girls are doing. Yeah. It's just wild to me how much drugs a lot of them are on. It's fucking crazy.
Would we be pricks to say, if that's how you feel, then no one's forcing you to take anything? Compete as you are, and if you don't perform well, welcome to the sport. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem if that's how it is. Do what you're comfortable with, compete at your maximum potential, and you get what you get. I mean, no one's telling you have to do anything.
Yeah. So. Especially in today's world where, let's be honest, there are a lot of people at your local gym that are on PEDs and have been for years, that don't look like they're on PEDs and have been for years because they're not doing the work. They're not doing the nutrition. They're not living the lifestyle. They're not progressively overloading. They're not moving forward. And those are the same people that would complain about, like, well, I did the PEDs and I still can't compete. It's like, well, but that's...
You can't tell me what you had for breakfast off the top of your head.
Exactly.
And if you don't think I can't relate, like, I understand too. I'm not going to sit there and say, like, I don't understand where a woman wouldn't want to take PEDs to stay competitive in the bikini.
For sure.
Because I understand as a male, a lot of us guys don't want to push the amount that we do. There's some guys that don't, and I'm one of them. There's a line I don't want to cross. And that's as far as I'll take it on the PED route. And then everything else is just...
Speak for yourself, Dave. I'm going all in.
Right, but I know you have a line. Right. But that's the thing. I mean, I think you need to have your own line, not someone else's. Like, have your boundaries.
Yeah.
Stick to them.
No, that's a good point.
I agree with that, Dave. And interestingly enough, at the last show I did, there in Bikini Open, there were a couple of women who were extremely virilized in the open bikini category. And I look at them like, I would absolutely never be willing to do that. And so I don't, and like, is that going to stop me from competing in bikini? Absolutely not. I can't control what someone else is willing to do. All you can, as a competitor, I think all you can do is hope that the judging stays true to the category. And I mean, I agree with Paul. Like, I am shocked at the cycles I hear, that young bikini competitors are taking. And I don't know that I really, like you said, it's not necessarily making them a better competitor. I mean, and it doesn't mean that they're not going to be taking PEDs in Fit Model. Like, it absolutely isn't. Like, you don't think that same like urge is going to be there to be a little bit better, get a little more density. Like, people are going to push it as far as they can.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it. I was backstage at a national show and there was a dude that was in the lineup that just kept, I don't know why he felt the need to do this, but he kept telling, Alvaro's my video guy. I don't know why he's joined.
He became a member.
Okay. I want to set you up for free, Alvaro. I remember this dude in lineup telling everybody about how he didn't take as many drugs as everybody else, and this one guy, he just kept talking about it. He's like, I refuse to push the drugs that much. And this one guy, I could see this one guy like boiling, like he was just like getting pissed off. And he looks over him and he goes, "Congratulations! You can tell everybody that when you're in third call out." And then just got back and it's like nobody fucking cares, man.
Yeah, there are tested federations for athletes who want to be natural and compete with other natural athletes. Like, that exists. Like, they're and the Ben Weider, I mean, they send natural athletes to the Olympia every year too. So it is there.
Yeah, there's so many options. There's so many categories for men and for women. And there's the natty, like you can, like you said, the tested shows. It's like people want everything to really be for 100% everybody, and everything isn't for everybody, most especially extreme sports.
Yeah. And if I could say one last quick thing about it, because it's more a little bit of advice. I kind of feel, because I have these talks with my bikini competitors and the women that compete that I coach as well. And a lot of them sometimes, and I don't think this applies for everybody, but there's a good portion of girls out there that think the missing piece is that PED, or they're missing some secret there, just like men do. And it really comes down to check all the foundational pieces first. And a lot of the time you'll find something missing for sure that makes a bigger jump than any PED protocol is going to do. That's just my opinion. Make sure you check yourself and be realistic. If you have good guidance and a good coach, they might be able to say, hey, it's not the PED. It's because you haven't prioritized sleep, recovery, other compliance factors that are very important.
Are you training I need to stop eating McDonald's, Dave?
If that was the missing piece, that you would identify that. Yeah.
Damn it, Dave. Why do you have to be so practical? All right, we want to get some questions.
Yes, we have a lot of
Has
questions.
anybody noticed that Josh managed to troll the show while being on the show?
What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking
It's a
about.
talent.
He is an excellent multitasker.
All right, Josh.
That's for a long time. Well, what's up?
Takes years and years of practice to become this level of a troll.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
We had a paid one, right?
Yeah,
We did. And that one actually came in before we started, so hopefully she's still on. So we'll get
sorry.
first. She said it about a half hour before we started. So Sarah is wanting to know if a good cycle for a woman is 2.5 milligrams of Anavar, 20 milligrams of Clen, 1 unit of GH. Thoughts on this in a cut and a bulk. She's not a competitor, about 12% body fat, wants to get stage lean for a shoot, then put on muscle.
Tanya, do you want to take this one?
That sounds perfectly reasonable to me, but once again, I mean, it's going to depend on the individual as always. I'd want to see blood work first, want to see how she responds to that. But I mean, 2.5 Anavar is a great place to start, and that's much better than most women do.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the Clen, I mean, that'd be most appropriate in a fat loss phase, obviously, but it can have some good anti-catabolic effects, especially in females during an off season or during a gaining phase.
Well, anything, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, percent body fat is pretty low already.
It's
For a woman,
crazy
that's
low
very
for a
low,
woman.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's super low.
I would
I
probably
was
start at least 2 IUGH for a female or for anybody.
Yeah. Too.
And just me chiming in is just if you're going to be in a cut, I would just focus on the things that are going to help lower body fat, as long as you're not going too aggressive and quick where you're going to potentially lose muscle mass. And this is assuming you got all those foundational things we just talked about in line for sure. But for a bulking phase, as long as I have no problem with that protocol, as long as the Clen doesn't give long periods of high heart rate. Like, who knows how you react to it? Everyone's a little different. Some people don't blink at 20 micrograms. Some people, that's plenty for a long time. So as long as it's not interfering with like the sleep factors, that recovery stuff, it can be used in off season. Yeah, like Tanya says, there's some anti-catabolic effects to it, but that's only if we're not going to get any side effects, and then we can utilize it.
Albuterol is a lower risk medication. You can do albuterol inhalers. A little bit.
Yeah.
Well said.
Shorter half-life. Yep.
I'll say it's 3 or 4 hours instead of 36.
Mhm.
And actually has approved medical uses in the United States, whereas Clen is approved in like Russia and Bulgaria.
It's weird for me. Like, albuterol doesn't do to my central nervous system what clenbuterol does.
Well, it's not as potent.
I would say pre-cardio. It's amazing. It's amazing.
The nice thing is you can spot use it. Like, use it for your cardio. You should be able to, get off the stim feeling pretty quickly throughout the day.
Yeah, and you can just buy that over the counter. Yeah.
Good, I believe so. As an inhaler.
Prescription prescription. Wink, wink, wink. But the other one is over the counter for an inhaler. I think you can get like a epinephrine one, and it's behind the counter at the pharmacist.
All right, what do we got up next?
Next one is from Bada Bing. Is fried fish or lean ground beef worse for cholesterol? Going to a fish fry after church today.
Exactly what kind of church he's going to. The fish fried is much worse.
Yes, I think that's a no-brainer.
It's so much better.
Yeah, fish.
I should just lie to this guy. No, the lean ground beef is worse, dog. Just get that fish.
Yeah, they're gonna be deep frying that shit in some of the probably the shittiest cheap vegetable oil that you could possibly get.
The dirtiest of greases.
Yep.
Generally, if the fat is already in the food, it's probably better than if you've added the fat through frying.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a good rule.
Well, better subjective. Healthier.
And I
Yeah.
assume a lot of fish fry will have breaded fish, which will hold even more oil.
Well, there's your carb source right there. You got everything.
Yeah.
Carbs, fat, and
Sugar,
protein.
fat,
What else?
It's all there.
That's why I eat McDoubles.
Yeah.
They're well rounded.
I'm loving it.
I'm loving it.
Bodybuilding also want to know the best way to combat leg cramps from citrus bergamot. Started taking it 4 days ago and has been getting horrible inner thigh cramps.
I've never heard of that.
It's from citrus bergamot.
And that doesn't sound right either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of citrus bergamot causing leg cramps.
It's weird.
Hey guys, I keep hitting my thumb with a hammer. What do I do to make that stop hurting?
Hit it
I
more.
would say take
Get
it
it
out
lighter?
and see if your cramps go away.
Yeah.
Please.
It's probably something else going on. I don't think citrus
Yeah.
bergamot.
Yeah,
I mean,
cramp, I usually
well,
see
let's see what the Oracle Chat GPT has to say.
The Oracle.
I was busting people's balls for using Chat GPT the other day.
I mean,
It's a
you did
decent
the
tool if you know
special
how
ed
to. If you know how to ask intelligent questions, you can make use of it.
Oh, our users don't.
Yeah.
I just love, there's some, I don't want to cast any names out there, but there is a certain bodybuilder who we all know that's dumb as a fucking cinder block that all of a sudden became a biochemist and left the emojis in the stuff that he's writing. It's pretty.
Well, it looks like there's possible with interactions
Yeah.
with statins and BP meds that can do this as well.
Yeah, I don't think you're not supposed to take it with statins.
Yeah, which would be common sense.
That's like the statin actually going into your muscle fibers. That's what that is. And that's why.
Yeah, it says it's possible, but it's very uncommon. I just like
up your
I just-
magnesium, up your salt, and up your water for a little bit and see how you feel.
yeah, it's probably something else going on.
Yeah, just check for consistencies too. Just because in general, it could be coincidental. Maybe you're being a little inconsistent with electrolytes, water, just the basics.
Yeah,
Take
if
the
you're not
hammer off your
tracking
thumb.
that stuff. Yeah, if you're not
Yeah.
tracking that stuff, track those electrolytes and see where they're at. It might be way off, and you might have something to fix.
Somebody wants to know if your paintings are your work or something you bought, Josh.
Mine, but that's that one right there is just a whatever tapestry I bought.
That's cool.
Oh, they're fluorescent, so if you put them under black light or blue lights, they're even cooler.
Of course they are.
Tapestries are awesome. It's such a cheap way to decorate your walls.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, what do we got next?
Next one is from This Is True 4947. I've been doing super high volume training, for example, 40 sets each week for chest. I can recover all right, but strength keeps going down. Should I pull back or deload?
Holy
Sounds
shit,
like you're not
40
recovering
cents is
all right.
a lot of.
It's
If
a
your
lot of
strength
volume.
is going down, you're not recovering.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Turn the volume down. Wait, that's
Asshole.
I
Josh is
mean,
not wrong.
I kind of want to see his chest at 40 or her chest at 40 sets a week.
Eat more food, do less sets.
Because chest is the one.
Do
If you're
better
eating enough
sets.
food, your chest should get stronger if you're a man.
Yeah.
It's just one of the weird things. If you go down,
I mean, I do a fair amount of volume, but holy shit, that is a lot.
If you
Well,
cut that
okay.
in a third and challenge yourself to do the best possible sets for all of those sets, you probably get a lot farther.
yeah,
it'll be
quality.
12 sets to failure.
Yeah.
I probably hit 20 sets of body part each week, somewhere in that range. But I hit everything twice, so it's usually I'll do 3 exercises for 3 or 4 sets, and I do a push-pull legs, and then so it's 10, 9, 10, 12 sets per body part each workout, and then I hit everything twice a week.
I just do arms, torso. It's the best split.
That seems to be my sweet spot. I go more than that, then I have a hard time recovering. I go less than that, I don't feel like I'm doing anything.
I feel like
Yeah.
even on my highest volume days, like shoulder focused push day, is still 24 sets is the top, and that's a lot of volume.
Yeah.
It's a lot to
That's a good
recover
one.
from.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say just back off. I wouldn't be afraid to back off to 25 sets in reassess. Like, are you
Mhm.
run that for a bit? Am I getting the strength and recovery back? And then just start finding that maximum effective volume all the way down to minimum effective. Take some time to find your range if you can. But 40, I think you can generally say most people, and especially if you're doing 40 sets correctly, that's going to be overkill, I think.
Yep.
It'll work eventually, but it's not working.
Or
Less
even,
is more.
Right.
even look at it this way, even if you split it up 3 times a week, that's still a big chunk for
That's 6 sets
3
if you work
times.
6 days a week.
Yeah, what, 13 sets roughly, let's say? I mean, per 3 times a week. Who's recovering from that? Yeah.
Yeah, 13's a lot.
All right. Necrophil wants to know what your favorite AI is and what your favorite SERM is.
If you can avoid SERMs, please do. Osmophene's the only one that's even remotely safer compared to all those other ones. I like Aromacin. Pretty much everybody else uses Arimidex.
Yeah, I've had some bad experiences with Aromacin with clients and myself. The issue you run into, it does seem to be gentler when using it than Arimidex, but the problem with Aromacin is it's a suicide inhibitor. And I've had some guys where you just absolutely will smash estrogen for months where you can't fucking get it back. The thing I like about Arimidex is you can adjust it quickly. It's a quick, if you get it too low, you can pull it out and you'll bounce back within a week. Whereas Aromacin, sometimes you're fucked if you get in it. And then as far as the serums go, I would not use a serum unless absolutely necessary. I get really concerned about the clotting risk with it. And I know it was like sort of the old school bro bodybuilding protocol, and I still see some of the old school coaches doing it where they have Novodex just in as part of the people's cycle. And then you hear dudes falling over from fucking blood clots.
Yeah, they're still giving it to them PCTs. Yeah, that's not good.
That was the old PCT protocol right there was Novodex, Clomid, and HCG.
Yeah, that's called. They have a pulmonary pulmonary embolism protocol.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The stroke protocol.
Well, this is one of those things too, where some genetic testing can really help somebody out, because even like Arimidex can cause some blood clotting in some people. So there's been some studies that show correlation. Yeah, if you don't know you have that gene, you don't want to find out by having an aneurysm.
Yeah. This is funny. There's an anecdote about letrozole, if I recall. Yeah, I remember reading a study about letrozole. I think it was like something like 95% suppression of aromatase from a single 2.5 milligram dose. It was crazy.
Wow.
I'll use it like the last day or two before a show to just absolutely bury my estrogen and dry myself out. It works really well. I wouldn't run it outside of that, man, because it'll just make you feel like fucking dog shit. I had a coach one time wanted me to run it just as a regular course, a part of my cycle. Oh my God, it was horrible. It's horrible. Fucked me all up.
The same experience with that, Paul. But what would you say if you all of a sudden had a big, huge out of range test result on your blood work? You need to get done quick.
Most of the time, Arimidex will do it.
Yeah, Arimidex is the normal medical route to do it, and usually works for almost everybody.
Yeah, I've not seen Arimidex work. But yeah, the whole man, I don't know why anybody just to go back and think that we used to think that doing that PCT shit was healthier. like we used to think, hey, I'm gonna.
Testosterone had a black box warning. How are you to know?
Oh my God, I remember doing first bodybuilding coach I worked with. He would have me do the cycles were so stupid. We'd be on for 6 weeks and come off and do a PCT for 6 weeks. It was time on equals time off. So it was 6 weeks.
I missed that whole era. I had no idea you guys were doing crazy stuff like
that. My God. I remember just you'd just start to make some gains, and then you come off and do PCT and you lose everything and get fat, feel like fucking dog shit. And then you would go back and do it again.
That's the job security for a steroid dealer. He just tells you PCTs, and then you have to buy more D-ball to keep going.
Oh my God, it was so
smart. I like
dumb. I'm like, who came up with this shit?
A steroid dealer.
Probably.
Maybe. Speaking of shit, how did I fucking forget to mention this? I got to be careful. I can't talk specific brands, but there was a big brand of UGL pharmaceuticals that they put out an APB this week that they had a batch of testosterone go out that had nothing in it.
Uh-oh.
Really?
Yeah, and I've been seeing it,
kind of knew.
which I already knew. I've been talking about.
I may have heard that somewhere.
Those of you guys that might be on certain mailing lists probably got an email about it. I can't really divulge it on here, but yeah. I've
society. Was it a U.S. based or a European based?
It was a European based, and it was a very well known one that was very trusted, and some people are very upset. They're offering to replace everything, but
wow.
Yeah.
Well, if they got a bad batch from wherever and they put it out there on accident and they're going to make it right, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I got my fake master on, just sitting an email suggesting that it might have not been what it was, those guys went off on me.
Yeah, usually they get defensive.
And if you don't like you in the video, you can find me at the Arnold.
It might come as a surprise, but your favorite UGL probably isn't the guy in Tennessee and his trailer that's making your 20 ml bottles of testosterone might not be sending the powders off for testing before they use it. Yeah. Might come as a surprise. But anyway, I thought
I trust my guy, dog. He's straight. Trust me.
Yeah, it's funny. I bring this stuff up and people get all offended. They're like, "Oh, not my guy. My guy's good, man. He's been good." And I'm like, "Okay, all right. I don't need to test anything." I'm like, "All right."
I test everything with my own blood, so it's kind of like,
I mean, but I had another consult this week. Another consult this week with somebody with a 280 testosterone level while smashing, a gram of testosterone.
The shame of that is they couldn't even put DECA into it. You know what I mean? Just put some DECA in something. You can't toss this man a bone.
Anyway. All right. What's up next? I was just reading all the comments, made me laugh.
Hey, Paul, can you talk about your transition out of corporate into fitness full time? I'm considering the same. What made you decide?
I wanted to escape the corporate hellscape.
Corporation jobs suck.
I worked for a small company. No, honestly, I loved the company I worked for. It was fucking fantastic. I was CEO. I worked my way up. It was run by a couple of investors. They ran the company for a while themselves, and then they handed it over to me. We had, small company, 30, 40 people working for us. And then, we got to the point where they were selling the company, and I eventually just got to a point where I was making more money from coaching than I was being a CEO of an IT company. And I'm like, I didn't want to walk away from the security. I could have transitioned or probably stayed when they sold the company or done something else. But I've always been an entrepreneur through my entire life. And really, there's only one boss I enjoy working for, and that's me.
Feel you.
I hear he's a jerk.
I just, he is a jerk. That's why he only works with me. Thank you. But no, I just this is the first time in my adult life that I'd worked for somebody else. While I had a lot of freedom and I was running the company, I just needed to scratch that entrepreneurial itch again. I've had 4 companies that I've run. A couple successfully, a couple not so successfully. That's how it goes in entrepreneurship.
Well, there's more than one business. It's usually one didn't go so good. Happens.
I bankrupted one pretty epically, and then and I had some others that did well. I feel like I ran their company well. They made quite a bit of money off of it, and they actually sold it, so I think they did okay. But I just love bodybuilding. I love helping people. Granted, I think I work more hours now than I did before, which is crazy. I mean, I literally work 7 days a week. There's no days off with this shit because I do. I have Alvaro. God, Alvaro's been a godsend. He's amazing. I'm glad I hired him. He's been, he helps me with a lot of my social media stuff, and content, and a lot of that's all him. But I really, really, it's just me and him. That's it. So it's not like I have a team of employees. I've had companies where I had 100 people working for me. I ran, but yeah, I mean, sometimes you just gotta, I forget, was it Caesar burn the ships and then there's no,
wasn't Caesar.
Was it Hannibal?
It was a Spanish invasion, and it was Cortez, and that didn't actually happen. That's just the story he told. Good story.
I can't remember.
I was gonna say Caesar crossed the Rubicon after
the burn the ships thing sounds like Hannibal, but for some reason.
But, that could be Hannibal. You're right. I was thinking of Cortez.
Yeah.
Let's look it
up. Nothing even close to any of that information is sitting in my head.
Old men love history like they love their dogs.
It says here the original quote was attributed to Julius Caesar during his invasion of Britain. The phrase "to burn the ships" or "burn the boats." It's more famously associated with Spanish conquistador Hernan Cortez, but originally coined by Julius Caesar. So there you go.
So Cortez stole not just the Aztec gold, but Caesar's quotations too.
I just want to point out the Aztecs were assholes as well.
Well, I mean, they did eat people.
Yeah, they
had blood sacrifices
around them. Yeah, like trust me, like
yeah, they did subjugate all of the neighboring.
You want everyone to lose
nations. So,
well, yeah, that's true. They subjugated everybody, and that's why whoever come in and basically interesting.
Anyway, Jen, what I'm saying is sometimes you just gotta fucking go for it. That's the metaphor. Burn the ships. Just I remember, like, I'm leaving the safety. A lot of times when people think they're being safe, they're not being safe. You're leaving the safety of having the safety net of having insurance and all this other stuff and a job and vacation days. But there's just something. I don't know. I think life's meant to be lived and lived to its fullest. And so many people just go through their life doing the same thing every day, punching the clock, and nothing against that.
Do what you love. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, bottom line is do what you love. Don't be afraid to do what you love.
Yeah. Don't be afraid of I call that the golden handcuffs. When you have a nice paying corporate job that's safe, but you've got the payments and the car and the mortgage, and it kind of handcuffs you to that job.
Things you own end up owning you.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I don't know if anybody knows anybody who works at Amazon, but that's how they roll. They pay people. They pay them. It's from what I've heard from friends that work there. It's a pretty toxic environment, and but they pay people so well that they can't go anywhere else.
Right.
So they have liberty to abuse their employees because they.
Any suicide nets?
Yeah, I don't know about
it. Can always be worse for a worker.
True.
Not that they don't have it bad. I know.
Anyway, sorry for the rant. We now know that Cortez barred is
Cortez and Caesar, apparently. Good job.
Well, I can second.
I don't want to turn the whole thing into a science debate, but I think that's erroneous that Caesar is somehow credited with saying that. I mean, it's common in history. You can go back to
hang on, Caesar,
Muslim invaders and everything like that, but it wasn't Caesar.
Dave, what was your experience like? Because you made that transition also, and pretty recently.
Yeah, I was just going to actually chime in that the kind of Paul nailed my mentality was like, I worked hard enough and built a business from when I was 16 years old, literally up until 35. I ended up selling the business. And but my main goal was I got myself to a point where I could chase just doing what I loved, which is this coaching and bodybuilding, being involved in this sport and making money through that way. And I don't regret that at all. But one thing I can't do either is really work for anyone else but myself. I'm just not that kind of mentality. And I love not having employees. I used to have the most I ever had, I think, was 14 at one point. And I'm just so glad don't have to deal with other people, no employees. It's not the same market that it was before for labor. But I did exactly that. I worked hard, got myself in a position where I could, take a chance and go after something that, I truly enjoyed doing. And as long as my work ethic was there, I was confident. I had the support of my wife. I had the support of family. So it ended up working out great for me. It just was almost like a natural flow, other than feeling a little like the first winter, not having to go out and plow, not having to organize, the maintenance of buildings and properties. It was weird. It was kind of nerve-wracking, but luckily I just honed in on my skills, and I'm proud of where I'm at now for sure.
Anyone who's been an entrepreneur, go ahead.
I was going to say, no matter what, there's going to be that interim time where you're still going to have to work a job that you don't really want to sell your time to just to support your passion. And that's where it's going to be a full plate for a while. And you're just going to have to be okay with that, because it's most likely not going to be a clean jump from working in wherever you're working to working for yourself. There's going to be a lot of time in that in between where you're doing both and you're just supporting the side thing that you hope to eventually be your livelihood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone who's run a business knows having employees is the most stressful part.
Yeah.
You think you have a bunch of adults. They're not adults.
If you live in Oregon, it's not the employees that are the most stressful part. It's the penalties that the state of Oregon puts on you for having employees relentlessly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, regulatory stuff is also stressful. I was in the banking industry, and it was just fucking, oh my God, the regulatory. I remember, not to get on a business rant, but I remember having the banking commission come in and fine me. They fined me $1,000 because my equal housing opportunity poster was the wrong size. I'm like, are you, like, they literally got a fucking measuring tape out and measured it. I'm like that's not big enough. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You know how many people have come in and asked to read this thing?
To find absolutely any way to punish you for working for yourself.
Zero.
Yeah,
I remember that.
The pile of stuff that I have to have posted in my workplace and or in my retail establishment working in my regulated industry.
Like, literally, nobody reads that shit. Nobody.
I just want to say one last thing, though, because Tanya, you made a good point, actually. That transition part, the weird part for me, going from one business that I built to what I'm doing now, was my major skill, my best skill. I couldn't switch over from business to business, and that was literally organizing people, having projects, having many pieces going, and keeping people moving in the directions I needed. And I could be that filler, filling in gaps. I had one of those jobs where I might be at a desk doing the taxes all day, or I might be literally in the front end loader or truck driving around or changing the oils. You never know. But that skill that I had of moving people around and being kind of in a leader position, I kind of am just doing my own thing right now. I have to generate everything for myself. So that's a learning curve that got me a little anxiety at first, but it worked out.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for like having that experience in regular person, real world life for, 5-10 years or so. You can carry a lot of that over to being an entrepreneur for sure. And you have a leg up over people who don't have any of that real world working experience before they do that.
Yeah, very true.
Although I think that skill that you developed, Dave, does translate because it's problem solving. And this is I think that's an important part of entrepreneurship is you don't have anybody to tell you what to do. You have to solve problems, whereas in a workplace, you can go lean on somebody and say, hey, how do I do this? How do I do this?
Sure. Yeah.
And then managing staff and stuff is like that too. You have to problem solve, and it's like a chess match, and coaching people is very much the same thing. You also have to motivate, as you pointed out, and I didn't consider it when we were talking about the coaching mentorship thing. You really have to consider the psychology of the people you work with, just like you do employees.
Emotional intelligence is huge. There's a book called Primal Leadership that does a really good job of explaining what that means in the workplace.
There's so many bodybuilding coaches that are terrible at the people part of it. I see guys on Instagram like posting conversations with their clients or belittling people for fucking up their check-ins and things like that. And I'm like, oh, bro, that's not the way to motivate your clients.
Nope.
But it's job security for good coaches.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, keep doing your stupid stuff where you call out your clients on social media and call people stupid and tell them, I don't understand that.
Yeah, keep it in.
All right. What do we got next?
Next one from Gamboni Law. He always has the best questions. What is the most amount of calories you have consumed on a cheat day? And what was it?
I don't count when I'm going that hard.
Exactly. Yeah, he asked if it was spontaneous or planned. I think if it's spontaneous, you're definitely not tracking it.
I think
9,000 calories for sure. Over 9,000.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I've definitely exceeded 9,000 calories.
Yeah.
Same.
I would say yesterday about 7.
I did pretty good on my birthday.
Oh yeah.
What'd you have?
Cake? Was there cake and ice cream involved in there?
No, I had let's see, I went to steakhouse. I had a ribeye tip, the ribeye sirloin, sorry, and then I had a ribeye. No, what do they call it? A ribeye fillet. I had a ribeye fillet. I had crab cake for appetizer, bread basket, scalloped potatoes, Brussels sprouts, and carrot cake for dessert.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you like your carrot
cake. That's perfect.
Hey, carrot cake is delicious. It's like really underrated.
Yeah,
my wife makes the best carrot cake on the planet.
Oh, orgasm in the mouth. It's very good, apparently.
If it's dry though, like that's my thing. Some people always dry out a carrot cake for some reason.
Oh yeah,
like,
if it's
that's
dry,
a big mistake. Yeah.
Yep.
My dad loved those carrot cakes.
I think my record though, as far as food, I mean, when I was in my 30s and I was in some fit of depression, I would just eat. I could down 2 large pizzas. I've done that before, and then finish it off with a pint of Ben & Jerry's.
Jesus,
that's got to be north of 10,000 calories, right?
You chugged like 2 liters during the whole thing, or maybe 3.
Honestly, looking back on it, man, it's like it's a miracle I wasn't fatter than what I was. Like, how did I not get even like how? I mean, I was only that fat.
Yeah, you got a good.
Yeah, just lucky I got a fast metabolism, I guess.
Diabetes kept you from absorbing as many calories as you needed.
The blood sugar was probably 800.
Right? Yeah. Dude, I've seen that so many times.
Here's a bigger challenge. Get to 5,000 calories without consuming any saturated fat.
Oh, you can't, man. It's really
that
hard.
would be very hard.
Drink orange juice all day.
That's why I tell people it's like chicken breast and rice. It's impossible to get fat on.
Yeah.
Like you just
fried chicken.
Yeah, fried chicken. Yeah.
I can.
If you're doing 1,000 calorie, or 1,000 gram high day, you're talking about 4,000 calories just in your carbohydrates. So
yeah,
I do it. Most people can't, right?
Yeah.
With no fat.
I was going to say my cheat day. Well, I've never had like a full on cheat day, but one thing that comes to mind of like a big meal was one time at years ago. I think it was like the first year Jackie and I really bodybuilding seriously. We had Thanksgiving at my family's house, and Jackie and I always go train legs on Thanksgiving. Like it's just kind of our thing.
Smart.
But we had the biggest meals of whatever mashed, but the stuffings, the whole fixings. And I remember myself, I pounded probably like a whole half of a pie of apple pie.
Only half?
Yeah, about half, but I didn't go full out, but we went and trained legs, and we literally fell asleep. I remember going back to the house, and we didn't even none of us took a shower. We literally hit the bed, passed out in our clothes. We were like in food coma and like death by leg day.
I do remember one time eating an entire pecan pie by myself after Thanksgiving one time.
Oh wow!
I do that every Thanksgiving. Thank you very much.
I did do that. That was pretty bad.
Which is like 100% corn syrup too.
Oh fuck yes it is.
Oh my god!
So much fat
too. I remember. Oh my god! I got so sick. Oh man, it made me so fucking sick. It's like it was bad.
Oh, the worst I ever did was like they don't have those giant things of pudding that you get at like Sam's Club. As a kid, I ate a whole one and then puked it all out almost immediately. It was it was awful. All over the sink, all over the toilet, and oh man, I felt bad.
I'm trying to think of any other epic food things. Like I used to I would definitely get the double stuffed Oreos and eat the whole fucking bag.
Just the cream inside, or would you have cookie too?
Well, there's the unintended aftermath of or anybody who's smashed a lot of Oreos before. You try wiping your ass the next day and see what happens, man.
Yeah, I used to do the sleeve.
You need like a putty knife to clean your ass off with, man.
Yeah, you got
putty knife and a sponge.
You got peanut butter in that shag carpet back there,
and then like a liter of Nestle's Quick chocolate milk with it. That was oof. That had to be like 3,000 calories at least.
Max, this chat's killing me. Yeah, this is peak bodybuilding content. Oh,
I haven't done cheat days in legitimately a decade, but I used to do them about a decade ago, and my
We need to fix that, Tanya.
I did cheat days for about 41 years.
You gotta live life, Tanya.
No, because when I did cheat days, there was no fat loss that could ever happen. It didn't matter how low my regular day calories got because of how much I could eat. So my number one, my thing that had to be there was 2 sheets of those Pillsbury ready to bake cookies, because I would get my 2 favorite flavors. Those 2 sheets would be to myself, and that would just be the one thing. That's just the one thing that always had to be there. And 1 sheet, the peanut butter cup and the cookies and cream ones.
Oh,
that's pretty epic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So both of those
I can
to
get behind some
myself,
cookies.
each of those sheets is about 2,000 calories each. So that's just a start. And then there was all kinds of other shit on top of that, including probably a whole bag of Doritos. So yeah, easily over 10,000 calories on those cheat days.
wow.
Easily.
I may or may not.
Go ahead, Paul.
I may or may not have eaten an entire bag of Girl Scout cookies last week.
Last week.
I hate those little.
And then I wonder why I'm 275.
Yes.
He's more Girl Scout
I've
cookies than
never
Matt.
bought Girl
They're
Scout
evil.
cookies.
They're evil.
You've never had Girl Scout cookies, Tanya?
I've had them. I've never bought them.
Oh, well, yeah.
They're all right.
I thought you were
I
about to
steal
say
them.
you've
I
never
just
had
walk in the
one.
store, walk out with them.
Yeah.
You get like those big stuffed cookies, like they sell it in Pittsburgh at the Nationals or PDX Cookie Company or any of those places you can mail order them. They're like 1,000 calories in each one of those cookies.
Yeah, they're like crumble cookies. Like I would rather just have 5 or 6 really good Publix bakery cookies. Same thing for like $15 less.
Yep.
All right, what do we got up next? Sorry for the rant, guys. That was fun.
Yeah, Gamboni.
There's always got to be a good cheat food rant.
One more thing on that before we move on. Crumble sucks.
It's
I don't know. I had
It's
some
overrated.
yesterday and it was pretty good.
My daughter, my daughter's in love with it, Mike, and I don't get it. I'm like, no, these aren't.
I love cookies more than anyone. It's just like
It's just cookies with like
fine.
a ton of sugar in them. That's all it is. Like they overdo the sugar. That's all.
Well, Amy's the cookie dealer.
Ah,
Yes, I am.
Actually, I think Cookie Dealer's trademarked. We have to come up with a different one.
Yeah, if I could just make a living selling cookies, I would. Unfortunately, cookies don't pay the bills.
she could be the godmother of cookies.
Yeah, I could help you. That's what my mother did for a living. Literally sold cookies.
It's a cookie side hustle.
Yeah.
My dad ran cookie factories.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Like Famous Amos and stuff like that. Ripping good foods.
That would
Factory
not be good
cookies.
for me.
Well, McDonald's uses factory cookies, and then like a lot of Walmart does too. The fresh homemade style that's just more fluid.
All right, what do we got next?
Next one is from Beelzebub. How much effects of high estrogen is okay on cycle?
I'd say none.
We can answer this one.
why suffer the side effects if you don't have to? I don't know. I just like I had a guy message me today on Instagram, and he was like, "It's like I feel great on high estrogen. I don't have any side effects." And then he proceeds to tell me about how he has acne and bloating. I'm like, well, those are side effects, man.
It was like the guy earlier who was recovering fine but not getting stronger.
Yeah, my recovery is great. I just getting weaker and weaker on the bench press as a man. You're not recovering, guy. That's like one of the first things that you lose when you start losing weight. Your bench press goes down first, then your legs fail away, and then
And the other thing that I can think about this is like if you see a number, I don't know about you guys, but I could very easily project side effects that are not really there because you see a number on the blood work.
Yeah.
And it's really important to be honest with yourself because Paul and I, we just had this combo, right? Where I was like, oh, shoot, I've got a 42, I think is what it came out. But I don't have any side effects. I'm not, no edema, no bloating, no acne.
42, get out of
so
here.
who cares?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's like,
it's fine.
who cares? It's a little bit higher than the range. Who cares?
And
Yeah,
also,
I mean,
natural estradiol. Come on, get out of here.
Yeah.
a lot of the times, like the first time some of these dudes feel emotions of any type amplified is when they're on a cycle, and so they just automatically attribute that to estrogen.
That's called a cycle for a reason.
Very true. Yep. No, that's very true. Yeah.
That's right.
They always say water weight. I must be my estrogen. Yeah.
I feel really fat today, Coach. I think it's the estrogen.
My mood is slightly different than it was yesterday. That can't be right.
Or the enlarged amygdala or the thinning of the prefrontal cortex.
Me no like feelings. Why have?
Yeah, I will say, like, depending on the mix of whatever it is that people are going through, different compounds, chemicals, quantities, it is a wild ride if you're not aware of how it can actually change how you think and how you feel.
You change the hormones in your body. That's going to do a lot to your moods and your mental and everything. And it's not just down to estrogen.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I remember the last few weeks before my show, my wife hated me. And you know what? She was right to hate me. I was horrible. So prep brain was a bad thing. Very, very bad thing.
Can I take a quick crack at the question though for a second?
Please.
Because now that I think about it, I guess the only time we're going to accept a little bit of estrogen effects would be probably the other side of the spectrum, where we're dialing down for a show, we're getting closer to stage time, we need to kind of suppress estrogen a little bit. So there's some dealing with that aspect, kind of putting up with low estrogen effects. But if we're in a growing scenario, you really don't want any side effects. There's no need to have that. You want to just have like a nice number and feeling that associates with that number. And it's going to be different from every person. Like some people might operate at 40 versus 60 better or whatever for their estradiol reading. But if you have your estrogen suppressed too low and you're trying to grow, you're going to have difficulties too. So that wouldn't be okay. We don't want to have estrogen far too suppressed where growing is becomes difficult. We do need some estrogen in play. But most of the best times, the best performance I see from people is when we don't have side effects from anything whatsoever. We're just kind of in a spot where that's taken care of. You feel good. Everything's great for all the other metrics of growing, recovery aspects and whatnot. So other than getting close to a show and feeling suppressed, I don't really think you need to have a position to feel any estrogen side effects, or you certainly don't want to, and there's no benefit.
Yeah, well said.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you do need
Extremely
some
high
estrogen to
estrogen
support the conversion of HGH to IGF-1 if you're on HGH.
Exactly.
And the other thing I would add to that is that, like the number is somewhat irrelevant to like how you feel. And just like Paul was saying, like a lot of people, they're not tuned in enough to know they're having a side effect, right? Mm-hmm. But you go down the checklist, like, okay, your nipple's itching. Do you have are you holding any water? Are you having problems in bed? Either the soldier's not standing up, or he's not standing up long enough to finish the job, or you don't have any sexual sensitivity, or having trouble achieving orgasm. Like most of those side effects for men are going to be sexual. Those are going to be the ones you're going to notice. It's like if you don't have side effects, like whatever the number is on the lab report is not so significant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they could be easy fixes. I mean, this is not something that you got to really worry to, think is such a big deal. I mean, if you feel a little bit off, and then you can get tested, see what numbers we're working with, and then look at your protocol and what you're doing. There's probably a pretty quick, easy fix that's not going to stall your results. If anything, improve where you're at, and fix the problem.
Well, estrogen is one of those ones that
every side effect you get kind of sucks on high estrogen too,
Well, and it's one of those things you can change rather quickly too. Like you drop an AI or just take an AI, you can get that done faster than you can get the results of a ultrasensitive estradiol test back.
Yep.
Sure. Yep. Very good.
All right. Next up.
All right, we're hitting the member questions since we're going long. The Thomas Turner is asking me specifically, are resistant starches or carbs a good option during a cut? Go all resistant carbs or just a percentage? I would always recommend doing a faster digesting carb around your workout window, especially during a cut, to kind of get the best muscle response from those. And then the rest of the day, if you wanted to go resistant starch, that's great. I would keep a real close eye on how your digestion is. There's going to be for most people, a tipping point where if you're going too high in fiber, things might get a little bit off. So there's kind of a sweet spot there. I would say I would just kind of aim for balance. I never recommend extremes with dieting. So even though I'm a bodybuilder, I would still try and keep it really balanced versus trying to just go all in on one particular type of carbohydrate.
I find a lot of times on diets, like when you're contest prepping, when guys are upping the resistance starches, they end up constipated and gassy.
Mm-hmm.
It has the opposite effect of what you think.
Well, you're not hungry, but
Yeah, and there are definitely benefits to resistant starch to a certain extent, like for cholesterol and other things, but there's absolutely a tipping point where it becomes more of a problem than a benefit.
I get to a point on
fiber a day is a bit much.
I get to a point on prep where I can't eat oatmeal anymore, where it just fucks me up.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing too, is like most resistant carbs are going to be resistant because they have a lot more fiber in them, and then the fibers digest a lot slower. So I until I started carb cycling, I would have oatmeal after a workout, and I realized that would slow down the digestion for the rest of the day. I wouldn't be able to eat as much food.
God, I remember back in the day when everybody did brown rice. Like that was all they ate was brown rice.
It's healthier.
Brown rice is terrible.
Yeah.
Man, I used to make I would get the brown rice noodles, like the spaghetti made out of brown rice, and that's the only spaghetti that I would make.
As a Spanish person, I am vehemently opposed to brown rice.
Rice of color, guys. Come on.
Yes.
All right, what do we got next?
Next one's from Members Ionic. How do you differentiate between productive late phase fatigue and the point where you're just accumulating unnecessary stress?
I would say if your gym performance starts to decline, like that guy was talking about earlier, that would be
if you're doing 40 sets a week and losing.
Yeah, that's a big sign. If your lifts are not progressing and you're just kind of stuck or even regressing.
When you get a lot of sympathetic nervous system drive from fatigue mounting up, you won't be able to sleep either. That's the opposite. You're tired, but you can't sleep. That whole fucking scenario.
Oh, one that happens to me is you start dreading going to the gym when you normally love it.
Yeah,
that is your brain telling you something's up. Something is up. Because if it's something you love doing and all of a sudden you feel like hesitant to do it, that's a sign right there.
And another way you can find out is taking a deload week and seeing if you come back better.
Yep.
And I also see a lot of times people start reporting kind of the fatigue, maybe training is kind of a little tougher to recover from, but then you start seeing other things kind of compound to it, like poor digestion, sleep's just not as good as you'd think. You're more tired, more stressed, you're going to sleep a little better. It's not always the case. Other things start to get interrupted and kind of shaky. And
resting heart rate.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then that's when you need to, or again, really seeing strength back off. Plummet is just a huge indicator right there alone. Your gym performance.
Do we differentiate between like strength was the actual number versus endurance, where it's like the number of reps? Is that something?
That's true. That's a good point.
Because a lot of people just say strength, and like, what do you mean strength? As in I can't do as much weight, or do you mean strength as in I can't do as many reps?
But both, both are valid vectors.
Yeah. And that's part of where like the RIR, or the perceived rate of exertion, can come into play on that. Like you might be lifting the same, but it feels a lot heavier.
Yeah, I was just going to say
a good sign.
Yeah, a lot of the times it can be like you can do the reps, but it feels so much heavier. That's usually, if you're not dieting like deep into a diet where that should be happening, that's an indicator.
Yeah. Another one is fatigue throughout the day in places where normally you don't have fatigue, like where you feel like you could take a nap, and normally there's no way you would take a nap around X time of the day. To me, that's an indicator that I've accumulated fatigue, that your body's telling you like, you might want to back off a little bit there.
Yeah, or if you're getting really moody, you're getting easily irritated and, feeling like on edge all the time, like that's all your body's telling you something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't think you need to differentiate between, what we could call late phase fatigue and unnecessary stress. Like if you kind of pace yourself correctly, you should be still recovering at a good rate. It's not like you're going to get to the end of a phase and you should be expected to be run into the ground. You should still be in a good state of recovery and sleep and all those other things. So either way, I'd approach them the same way.
I think that, productive fatigue really doesn't belong in a sentence together, right? That's a bit oxymoronic to begin with, but I think, we conflate the question a little bit because it's in training, you want to create as much muscle fatigue as you possibly can because that stimulates growth without generating systemic fatigue. So, are we talking about muscle fatigue? Are we talking about systemic fatigue? If it's just systemic fatigue at the end of a long push phase or a contest prep, it's really not a lot to do with training at all.
Yeah, good point.
All right, what do we got next?
Next, we've got.
Thank you, Chris, for becoming a member.
From a whole lot of PRs, had surgery on leg and shoulder after a car accident, lost about 20 pounds after not eating much and being in a hospital for 12 days. How to get back to normal, trained and everything felt heavy and hard. Well, I can tell you this, whole lot of PRs. I talk to people every day who've just had surgery and are upset that they can't work out to the same intensity. It comes back. You just have to be patient. Like, everything's going to feel heavy and hard after some time off, especially with your body recovering from an injury. The one thing I would encourage you, though, is not to try and push it too hard until you're cleared, obviously. And you got to remember, like, your body doesn't know anything other than trying to heal. So, like, you might have goals in the gym, but it's trying to fix what's broken inside of you. So allowing your body to heal properly is going to be really key to actually getting back your strength more efficiently if you're not trying to force it when your body's still really under stress from recovery of surgery.
Yeah, even 12 days off after a surgery is not a lot.
No, it's not much at all.
Another thing I want to point out, and I see it's a mistake. I have a lot of guys that come to me for recovery after surgeries, and injuries and major things like that. I think guys panic about getting fat, and they go into this deep caloric deficit while they're recovering from injury, and it just delays the recovery. You do not want to be pushing a hard calorie deficit. I would say isocaloric. You're definitely, your energy output's going to be lower, so maybe you won't need as much food as you did before. But I wouldn't, like, I literally will see dudes that'll just not eat carbs while they're trying to recover from surgery or injuries and do stuff like that, and they end up just making things worse.
Yeah, if you think you need carbs and protein to recover from workouts, imagine what you need to recover from a surgery.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah. Now,
Stop
Amy,
making carbs the villain in your story.
Oh, I was gonna say, if you had surgery, we usually give you protein, then collagen protein, and then vitamin C, and then you get some zinc, all kinds of fun stuff.
Amy, would it be pretty basic to say that? Like, I think you kind of hit on it, but any kind of recovery he's going to get from after training is stealing from the recovery, basically from the surgery.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And that's, a lot of people question why after surgery, we don't want them elevating their heart rate for at least 2 weeks after surgery. And you're just shunting blood away from the areas that need it to heal to your muscles that are trying to work. So it's like, you have to, there's a balance there, right, Dave? Like, you have to decide, like, what are you going to put your energy towards? And then even more so, the challenge on your body that you're going to need to be properly fueling for. So if you're already kind of, like Paul said, a lot of people tend to undereat when they're in recovery, and some of that can be, you have a little bit of a suppressed appetite because you are less active. And then you try and work out on top of that and you're already not fueling properly. Like, you're not going to have great workouts. So your strength is not going to come back as quickly as you want it to. And you're not going to have great recovery. You're just setting yourself back in both areas. So as tempting as it is, you really have to let the body heal. I mean, a car accident alone, just the trauma of impact and those kinds of things, that takes time to recover from. Then recovering from surgery, like all those things take time and take resources from the body to recover from, mentally and physically. Like they have a recovery debt.
Yeah, the body doesn't know, like, as far as the body's concerned, you just got ripped in a bunch of pieces and now it has to heal itself back together. It doesn't know the difference between a major trauma and a surgery that was done on purpose.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what I tell people after elective surgery. It's like your body doesn't know the difference. Like liposuction, like something like
your body didn't elect to have that surgery.
No, it just knows that, like, wow, we are ripped up. We are napalmed on the inside. Like that's all it knows is it has to heal this. It doesn't know why. It just does it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Paul, did you have anything mentally like that you put in your head saying like, I'll be back, or a timeline, or like talk to yourself so you didn't drive yourself crazy being out of the gym when you got your shoulder surgery?
I've had so many surgeries at this point. It's kind of like,
what are you at, 20?
10, over 10.
Yikes.
Yeah, I've had 5 knee operations.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, I just, like, I've been through the recovery process before with 2 ACL tears and an MCL tear. And I knew what to expect. So I was, I mean, psychologically, it kind of fucking sucks not to be able to lift and go to the gym. I mean, I definitely felt a little lost last year. It's like, what do I do? So I just threw myself into the coaching.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't do more cardio, which I could have done, but I chose not to.
Oh, you can't do any cardio, Paul. Come on. None of it.
All right. What do we got
Okay.
next?
Next question from Hercules. For NAD Plus, I know it had a lot of hype when it was first pushed. Does anyone currently use it in their rotation?
I'm not. I'm using SS31.
I think they're.
I'll tell you everything I take, and I've never taken any of these extra new stuff that shows up on these different forums, except for
There's so many better options now for mitochondrial enhancement.
Mm-hmm. SS31 has been really noticeable for the record. Like, there's something there.
Yeah,
there's something there for sure. My labs came back really good, and as you know, I only have one kidney, so my EGFR is always something I keep an eye out on. It's the best one I've ever had since I started with SS31. So, I mean, maybe I'm lucky, maybe it's anecdotal. There's something
Mike,
there.
Do you remember, Mike, what we were talking about SS31 showing benefits for kidney health? I think there was some rabbit and some mice studies that they were very confident to show in those animal studies that there's some assistance to kidney recovery.
Was that the one that got turned into a medicine, SS31?
It is. It is.
Yeah,
it's approved now. Or about to be approved. I'm not sure.
Sort of.
Is it? It's approved for like a cognitive purpose, isn't it? Some sort of
there's a specific illness or syndrome of some sort that it's indicated for now. But
Barth syndrome.
Yeah, that's it. Barth syndrome. Thank you. I will say this. I started it right after competing when we started the rebound, trying to be healthy and kind of getting the calories back in. And it was very, very noticeable. Like the labs, my labs were great, honestly. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it. And I have tried Nat Plus, never really got much out of it. But again, N of 1, So, and I did the injectable one, daily injectable one. And it was like, all it did was burn a hole in my wallet.
Yeah, I've tried an AD Plus. I did notice a little bit more energy when I was on it, but I just think there are better options now.
Agreed.
This word, I don't know if I'm going to mispronounce it. Cardiolipin levels.
Mm-hmm.
It's what they use it for for this Barth syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Supposed to increase muscle strength.
Forzinity is what the SS31 is going to be called.
Yeah, they were investigating it for a few different things, and one of the studies I read was for a cognitive benefit, and then the other one that Dave and I were discussing the other day was there was actually strong evidence that it regenerated kidney tissue in I think rabbits.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, improved blood flow to the area was kind of the mechanism that worked for that. Yeah.
So yet another thing that I do like a rabbit. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, we'll get one last one in, and then I got to run.
One more. Oh gosh, the pressure. Okay, let's ask this one. From Christo, wants to know if it would be a good idea to start back on GH at 3 to 4 times a week after being off for a period of time. He was thinking Monday, Wednesday, Friday night with a possible Sunday AM.
That's what I've been doing. I went through the Serostem clinical trials and prescribing guidelines, and they suggested every other day dosing for prevention of peripheral edema and some of the other side effects rising. Main thing with me is I wanted to see how it affected my glucose levels. I really noticed my glucose levels would go up when I was on GH. I mean, pretty significantly throughout the day. Even if fasting insulin or fasting glucose levels were fine, I would notice like my response postprandial would be worse when I'm running GH than it was without it. And I definitely have noticed since going to every other day, it's not as bad. So I've been doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just fucking around with it. I've never done it that way before, but it's something new I'm trying.
Do you do daily fasted cardio the day after the shot, or the day of you take your shot, wake up, and then do daily fasted cardio?
Do I do fasted cardio, Josh? Are you joking?
Yes.
Paul, do you think that method every other day though could be adopted by bodybuilders and used effectively?
I mean, when they showed when you look at the trial data, it didn't really have much of a difference in IGF-1 levels.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well,
I mean,
IGF-1 levels are stable. That's what's the GH serum levels is what you'd look at if you cared. But they just want to do IGF for kids. So,
yeah.
So I mean, that was what was interesting.
Well, if you found it was similar and you're getting better, glucose management, I mean, I don't see why not trying it for.
Oh yeah, no, do what works for you. But like, most people can just do the 4 or 5 AUs, but people like Paul has diabetes. The type 1 diabetics certainly don't want to do this a bunch of GH. So
yeah, I would say daily dosing is going to be more optimal, right? But if you're a person who, right, I mean, that's the way the drug was designed to be used. But I mean, if you are a person who has issue with glucose control or potentially you get a lot of peripheral edema or hand numbness, it was a pretty significant decline in the trials of, I think it was like by quarter that it dropped the peripheral edema and the hand numbness issues. So it was pretty significant.
Mm-hmm. Well, the other thing is, if you develop diabetes from using HGH, well, guess what? Neuropathy pain is fairly common.
Yep.
Well, I just look at, you guys know me, a lot of my answers are pretty simple-minded, to be honest. And I just look at it like if it's just a difference of dosing schedule throughout the week's time, and that's going to address something that a bodybuilder would have, like noticing, doesn't have to be the worst thing, but just slowly noticing glucose levels harder to manage or creeping up on them. So, could be worth a shot for somebody.
Yeah.
For sure.
The more I think about it, and the more I read on growth hormone, I realize how idiotic the multiple times a day dosing was.
I agree.
I mean, it was just incredibly stupid. Incredibly stupid.
Yeah. Even for a small amount, like intramuscular for fasted cardio. I mean, I think I'm starting to feel that the overnight, the growth hormone still overnights in my body for a fasted cardio in the morning anyhow.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, I think the half-life is like 6 hours. So, I mean, it's certainly still present.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if you did, like, say you weren't going to eat till noon, you wake up at 6 and you did your overnight, and then you do one more, and then you're just doing cardio the whole time in the morning, and then boom, maybe.
All right, folks, I got to wrap this up. I got a bunch of shit to do today. Got a compressed week with the Arnold coming up.
Yeah.
It won't be long, people.
Yep. And if you're there, say hi to us. If you see us, we'll all be at the Arnold. Adios. See you on the next episode, folks.
You good?